All right, so good morning, everyone. We're going to start laying down on our yoga mats. We're continuing our upper body focus for the yoga classes, which we've been doing for a while now. So we're going to stay with that. So have your strap and then come on down to your mat. If you happen to have a blanket, and you don't need it, but if you happen to have a blanket, maybe that blanket is to the head side of your mat, but off your mat. If you don't have that, don't worry about it at all, because you don't really need it. But then lay down on your back, just have your strap where you can get it, don't hold it for now. Maybe your feet are bent, or your feet are bent, your knees are bent, but the feet are wide and the knees come to center. And then find your body centered on the mat. So just feel where your feet are, and then feel where your sacrum is, and your shoulders, and the back of your head. And just see if you can get all of those things to line up a little bit. Your hands can rest on your lower belly, your elbows resting on the floor. And then start to tap into your breath, relaxing your jaw, your eyes, and letting things calm down. Like this morning I had an extra cup of tea, so I'm feeling a little bit jittery, but as I get on my yoga mat and I start to focus on my breathing, I start to calm down that jitteriness. I start to just relax. And as you're here and you're breathing, just get a sense of the back of your body. We've been focusing on upper body, shoulders, arms, back, right? Back body alignment. And it's really important because as forward facing and forward seeing human beings, we don't often focus on our back bodies unless we're looking at something and moaning about it, if you know what I mean. So just marvel, right? At how we carry ourselves through the world, what we see and what we don't see, not just in our bodies, but in our lives. And just notice, right, as you start to really settle in, things start to soften and release. And maybe you feel some tension in your low back. For now, in this safe position, just breathe with that. Just hang in there. And if your feet are wide and your knees are together, take your feet a little wider so you're really internally rotating through the hips and the legs and the knees. It doesn't have to be super far, right? Just a little bit further out so that you can really feel that shift in rotation. And then the belly tones in a little bit, the shoulders still really soft to the floor. Notice if that changes anything in your lower back or your shoulders. Still breathing deep into those hands. Letting it all go to the mat. Good, one more breath here. And exhale that out. And then walk your feet to center until they are touching and allow the knees to go out to the side. So reversing from internal rotation to external rotation into this supine cobbler pose, right? Baddha Konasana. Again, the upper body is still soft. Nothing much has changed here. If you feel your lower back bothering you, just kind of lift the hips a little, lengthen the tailbone, and drop the hips back to the floor. And from this position, take both arms out to cactus pose. Elbows are straight out from your shoulders, your hands are straight out from the elbows. And you're just starting to notice, starting to relax here a little bit more as we open up the whole front of the body. And breathe. Good, take a nice deep inhale here. And with the exhale, bring your elbows and your knees together. Inhale, open up both. Exhale, squeeze them in. Good, open up. Exhale, squeeze. And open. Exhale, squeeze it. Good, one more here. Open it up. Exhale, squeeze it in. Good, hold it here and just lower your left arm out to the side and your left knee out to the side. And then roll over to your left side. So your left elbow is still, your left arm still in cactus. Your right leg still lifted up. Your lower left leg is down to the floor. And then take the right arm that's in cactus, the one that's up in the air, and just start to open that shoulder, keeping your left side planted on the floor. Your arm may or may not come down to the floor. You're pressing into your right foot, you're pressing into your left leg and arm, and you're just stretching out. Notice if your right elbow, the one that you are bringing toward the floor, lowers down toward your hip or anything like that. Try to keep it more cactusy. Good, breathe everybody. Now press your right knee away from you without lifting the foot. So now the legs got wider. Now press the arms down to the floor. They just got wider. Tone your belly in. And then as you exhale, bring the right arm back up, bring the right knee back up, curl over to your left side. Good. And then very slowly, I want you to open everything up again. So pressing your right elbow shoulder toward the floor. Don't press it don't force it. Pressing your right knee away from your left knee, just getting this really weird isometric stretch. And exhale, curl it all in. And then bring everything back to center. So the knees come back to center. The arms are back to cactus pose. We take the legs out wide, Baddha Konasana. Draw the belly in to support that low back. Breathe. And then start to lower the right thigh to the floor. The left knee points up. Take the left arm over the right. And then reach it up and open it up. And maybe notice one side different from the other, right? So this side for me opens up very easily, where the other side took a few rounds. Good, breathe, tone the belly here. And then inhale your left elbow up. Bring your left knee down to your right. You're curled over to the right side. And then open up again, taking the left arm down to the floor or close. Keep your left foot on the floor, but pull your left knee away from center. So you've activated the hips here a little bit. You're pressing your right elbow, right knee to the floor. Your left shoulder and elbow may or may not get there. It depends on how tight you are through the shoulder and through the chest. Good, breathe everybody. And one more time, curl it all the way over. Find your breath. And then open it all back up. Just stretch it out. Bring the left knee out to the left side, but don't lift the left foot. Press the right knee down. Breathe, smile. And then release it. Bring everything back to center. Bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around, just stretch it out. And then grab your strap. All right, so your feet are on the floor, they're hip width apart. You're just gonna grab your strap, take those arms shoulder width or slightly wider. Take the arms up toward the ceiling, give a gentle pull of the strap. So maybe just 10%, try not to overwork the fingers, and then reach the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the strap back down to your thighs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down. This is pretty easy work here. Good, bring it up. Bring it down. And then reach the strap up toward the ceiling. This time, take both legs to 90 degrees. Squeeze the belly in, bring the lower ribs down toward the floor. So, right, we're engaging core and watching that low back. And then as the arms go overhead, just reach your right leg straight toward the floor. Inhale, bring it up to your knees. Exhale, extend the left leg. Keep your core engaged, everybody. Bring the strap down to your knees. Extend through the left leg. And bring it up. Exhale, stretch the left leg. Bring it up. Good, extend the right. Little bit of core work. Keep that belly toned, everybody. Keep it toned, right? That's the work. Good, one more, both sides. Right leg extends as the arms go overhead. Bring that knee in, extend the left leg, and bring it in. And then knees to chest. Just pause here for a second, maybe rock a little bit side to side. Good, final little set here. Your legs go to 90. Your arms are up overhead. Take the hands a little bit closer together. My palms are facing away from me or facing toward my feet. And I'm not going to go quite as wide, but I'm going to pull those hands apart a little bit and really pull the shoulders down to the floor. Now, squeeze the belly down, squeeze the low ribs down. Here are your options. One, you're going to single leg, just like we did before. Or two, as the arms go overhead, the legs go straight. Keep those legs angled up some diagonally so that you don't lose that low back. And bring it in. Good. Exhale, lengthen everything. And squeeze it in. Good. And breathe, stretch it out. And bring it in. Watch the shoulders, watch the low back, squeeze it out. And squeeze it in. Let's do 4 more. Reach, everybody. And in. Good. Breathe, stretch. Keep some tension on the strap. That's going to make a difference. And out. Good. 2 more. I kind of lost count, so let's do 2. And in. Good. And out. Hold right here. I want you to press the strap. Lift the legs up to the ceiling. Draw the shoulders down to the floor. Find your breath. Lower just your right leg. Breathe. 1, stay here. 2, reach the arms toward the left foot, the one that's up at the ceiling. And then 3, lift up as if you could tap that strap to your toes. Good, lower the torso, bring your right leg up, your arms go back overhead if they were lifted. Tone the belly, the ribs, lower your left leg. Hold right here. Think of all the poses that this could look like, right? 1, stay here. 2, the arms go to the ceiling. 3, the strap lifts up toward that foot. See if you can touch your toes. And lower, lift the leg as the arms go back down. 1 more, both sides. Right leg lowers. It hovers, by the way, right? So we're not lowering it all the way. Squeeze in through your core. Take the arms up. Maybe you hang out right here. 3, you're going to lift up. See if you can touch your foot. And back down. Arms overhead as the leg comes up. Last one, last side. Left leg down. Squeeze your belly. Engage your shoulders. Arms go up to the ceiling or they lift. Lift, lift, lift. And lower. Whew. Good. Both knees to chest. Turn your head side to side, release any tension through your neck here. And then place your right foot on the floor, the knees bent. The strap goes around your left leg. Hold on to that strap with both hands, and then bring those hands down your strap so that your arms go overhead. So this is going to deepen the stretch of your hamstrings on the left side. You're holding onto the strap in a way that it feels good on your shoulders. My palms are facing in toward each other, and I just wrapped the strap around my hand a little bit just so I could get really good purchase here. Now, once again, I want you to tone the belly, soften the ribs. One, you're going to stay here because that's all the stretch your lovely hamstrings need right now. Or two, you're going to straighten your right leg and bring it to the floor. Good. Keep the upper body active. So I'm reaching as if we were doing mountain pose and taking the arms overhead, or warrior one. The arms are active. Breathe, everybody. Big old stretch, right? Feels good or feels so, right? Don't overdo it. Both legs are active, both arms are active. Good, and then release that strap so that you don't have all the tension on your leg. Bend your right foot, put it back on the floor. Bend your left leg, put that on the floor. And let's go to the other side. Take the right leg up. You're holding on to the strap on either side. And then you're taking those arms overhead, again, depending on your stretch, your ability, your hamstring stretch ability. Good, and the arms are active. Think about those arms being overhead if we were standing. It's the same energy that I'm looking for. And just breathe into the side. Once again, we're rarely the same on both sides. Tone in through the belly, tone in through the lower ribs. Only if it makes sense, straighten your left leg. Yep, it deepens your stretch. Don't overdo. If it goes from good stretch to challenging, yucky stretch, then you're just too far. You're too deep. It's too early, right? We just started. So just enjoy your stretch and feel it, right? How does your body feel? Can you imagine standing in this pose, right? Left leg active, as if it were standing on the floor, right leg out in front of you, shoulders, torso all overhead. Good. Bend your left knee, release the strap from your right foot, release the strap fully, set it aside, bring both knees to chest. Good. And then just one more here. You're going to take your left foot up to the ceiling, externally rotate it, and then place your ankle, left ankle to right knee for a figure four. Now, shoulders are down, right? Nothing much happening there. Belly is toned. Take the legs to 90 degrees. So resist the temptation to bring your knees all the way up toward your chest, even if you can. From here, I want you to take your right foot and just turn it toward the left knee. Okay, so it's as if we were going to do fire log pose, but we're suspended up in the air. So your left knee and your right foot are kind of heading towards each other, but your hips stay neutral. So I'm not shifting to one side. I'm just bringing it into a stretch. And then maybe the knees come a little bit closer toward your chest, just to deepen your stretch. Maybe not. Maybe they go a little further away, right? So just breathe, upper body soft, nothing happening here. Just stretching out that hip. Good. Realign your right foot. Let that foot come to the floor. Release your left leg. Take the right leg up to the ceiling. External rotation. And then bring right ankle to left knee. Bring the knees to 90 degrees. Tone the belly, soften the ribs in. And then shift your left foot toward your right knee, without your right knee coming in closer to chest or your hips skewing to one side. Just breathe. Ooh, yeah. What happened to the hips, right? They're tight this morning. Everybody find your breath, relax your upper body, just enjoy the sensation. And maybe if you close your eyes, you can like really hone in to where that sensation is. Is it diffuse all the way around? Is it specific to one of those external hip rotators? Right? Breathe. And realign the left foot, let it come back to the floor. Release your right leg to the floor, bring both knees to chest, roll over to one side, and let's come on up to a seat. Whew. So we've been focusing on upper body. We're going to stay there today, and we're going to begin. So sit comfortably, right? That's a given. And then arms are out to your sides. The palms are face down until they get to shoulder level. And then turn the palms up and inhale as you tap your fingers together. Take them down part way, turn the palms down. Simple stuff. Here we go. Inhale, turn the palms up. Exhale, palms go down. Inhale, palms turn up. Exhale, down. Here we go. Reach. You're going to start to feel these. I know a couple of you are cautious about overhead work. Maybe you don't go as far, right? Maybe you keep them more out to the sides, or without this weight bearing, maybe you can bring them up and exhale down. Good. Couple more. Turn up. You might start to feel these, right? Already. Here we go. Lift. Out to the side. Turn the palms down. Press the palms into the floor as if you could lift yourself off floor. And release. Inhale, reach the arms up, tap the fingers. If you can, interlace the fingers and press the palms together. And from here, pretend you're holding on to, say, maybe you're holding on to an axe and you want to chop wood. So without rounding or jerking into your belly here, I want you to drop the arms down in front of you and then lift them back up. And up. On that exhale, press down and up. Good. Press down and up and down. Good. Keep it going. Press. And like, oh, right. We're really working the shoulders. We're chopping that wood, carrying water. What's that saying? Before enlightenment, chopped wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chopped wood, carry water. Good. Two more. Press down and press down. Good. Reach the arms up. I want you to press the palms together and then turn your hands so that the wrists have crossed. And maybe you notice that one wrist is more forward than the other. And then lower those hands and see if you can turn them inside out. A variation of eagle pose. And then turn them back in and reach up. Good. One more here. Turn them down. Bend the elbows. See if you can twist. And release. Good. And then look at those elbows switch or hands and switch sides so the other arm is in front. And then same thing. Curl it in. Feel like a pretzel. And up. Good. Last one. Curl it in. And reach it up. Good. Release those hands. Exhale those arms down. Notice if you're starting to feel those lovely little shoulders, right? It's amazing. Amazing. All right. Arms are out to the sides. Internal, external rotation. Keep your chest tall. Keep the arms out to the sides. And just keep turning in, turning out, turning in. You got it. And breathe. Ooh, yeah. Already feeling these. Find your breath. Try to relax a little, right? Tension is created. How do we build muscle? We have to create tension. We have to work the muscles in order for them to grow, build, and get stronger. Yep, keep it going. 5 and 4 and 3, 2 1, hold the palms up. If you need a break, take a break. Bring those hands down. I know how tense this can get. And let's pulse up for 10. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the palms down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the palms forward. Hang in. We're almost done. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the palms back. 5 or 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Let it go. Roll it out. It is amazing how quickly those can build steam and build strength. So take your left arm out to the side, bring it across your body, reach your right hand to your left shoulder and stretch out that shoulder. Make sure that shoulder is planted down away from your ears. Maybe slide that right hand closer to the elbow. Don't twist the shoulders. Find your breath. And release. Right arm out to the side. Bring it across. Left hand goes to right shoulder as you stretch that side. Shoulders are relatively square. Belly is slightly toned. Maybe the left hand slides down the right arm a little bit. Keep that shoulder away from your ear. Big deep breath. And release. Good. Last stretch for the shoulders and then we're getting up. So take those legs in front of you. Take the feet wide. Inhale, reach the arms up. As your left hand comes down beside you, your right arm reaches for your left, or your right hand reaches for your left foot. Begin to straighten that left foot any amount, or that left leg any amount, to find the stretch in the right shoulder. Relax your left side. That's not doing anything. It's just looking for that stretch along the whole back of your right shoulder. Relax your head, your neck. Find your breath. And then bend your left knee. Release your right shoulder and stretch it back. Both arms up. Exhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaches over you, grab a hold of that foot, and then you straighten the right leg any amount. Breathe. I like this stretch. I'm not sure where I got it or found it or made up. I'm really not sure, but I really like it. It gets right back into those tight shoulders that we so often feel. One more good breath here. And then bend your right knee and release your left arm and shake it out. All right, let's be done with that. Come on to table pose. Use your blanket if you have it to cushion your knees. We're not going to be here super long, but we're going to use it a bit. And have your blocks near the front of your mat. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. But don't overspread the thumbs. A lot of times we'll take those hands and make almost L shapes with our thumb and index fingers. And that can put a lot of strain on the thumb, the muscles in the thumb. So instead, make every finger pretty equal distance. And then claw the fingers in just a little bit. Broaden through your shoulders. Tone the belly. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees off the floor. And then imagine that you're doing this floating table. Watch the shoulders, head, neck, right? Everything in alignment. Your belly tones in. And you're just hanging out here. And then gently, I want you to slide the hips back as if you were going to go to down dog. But you stay low. And then bring the torso back forward so you're hovering shoulders over wrists. Here we go. 4 more. Slow, slow. Press back, belly tones. And slide forward. That's 2. slide back. Make sure you're holding on to that imaginary beach ball. Make sure the shoulders and collarbones are staying wide. This is 4. Last one. Stretch it back and stretch it forward. Hold right here. Lift your behind up into the air. Stretch your chest toward your thighs. Find downward facing dog. Notice that the hands should not have had to move or shift. You didn't roll to the outside, right? None of that. Pedal the feet, stretch out the legs. And then settle the feet, come to tippy toes, hover over your shoulders, and slowly lower your knees back to the floor. From here, just simply step forward, right leg. Your left knee is on the floor, your hands go to your blocks. Your back leg is active, you're pressing your toes into the floor, your back glute is active, your front leg is working here. And all I want you to do is see if you can lift your front toes and ball mound off the floor. So you're digging into your heels. Now, activate both legs as if you could squeeze them towards each other. Release your hands from your blocks and see if you can find balance. Just hovering, goodness gracious, just hovering on that heel. Really work the legs. And then lower your foot to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Good, grab your left wrist with your right hand and stretch over to the right side. Breathe. Inhale, center. Woo, goodness, reach both arms up. Take the hands together, interlace those hands, stretch the shoulders. And then exhale, hands come back down to the floor. Good, if you're comfortable on your blocks, as long as you're not up at high level, make sure they're not gonna wobble half on, half off your mat. Lift your left knee off the floor, fire up those legs, everybody. And then step back slowly to plank. And step forward, left leg to lunge. Lower your right knee to the floor, undo your back foot, press your back foot into the floor. Feel your glutes engage. Find your breath. And then see if you can lift your left toes and ball mound off the floor. Chest stays tall. Really dig that heel into the floor. Take your hands to your knee. Amazing how much that throws off our balance. Good, take the arms up, lower that front foot. Find your nice high or low lunge, but the arms extended. Take the hands together, interlace the fingers, index fingers reach up, hug your ears. And breathe, stretching through the shoulders. And then release those hands. Take those hands back down to your blocks. Lift your right knee off the floor. Make sure your blocks feel stable or go lower. You're pushing straight down to those blocks. Use your core to slide back left leg. High plank. Fire it up. Squeeze the legs. Press out of the blocks. Actually harder than the hands on the floor because the blocks are soft. Good, breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower one knee, lower the other knee. Set your blocks aside. And either come to child's pose or come to hero pose, meaning you're sitting back on your heels. In either case, bring the hands down to your sides and maybe put those hands or fingers underneath your feet, just to give them some massage, some work here. If you're in child's pose, you're down here and you're putting the hands under feet. Good, breathe everybody. If you're in hero pose, you can't get much more than fingers under there, so don't stress if you can't. Good, release those hands, shake them out, come back to table pose. Your knees or hips width apart. If your wrists are chatty, you can go to soft fists here. Claw the fingers in a little bit, equal distance the hands, press the right leg back, squeeze in through the belly, lift the right leg. Take the left arm out optionally. Good, big deep breath. And then take that left arm, elbow towards side body and reach it behind you, shoulder work. What's working, right? Both shoulders. And then take the arm forward and take it back. Good, keep it close to your body. Reach forward, reach back, and forward, and back. We got one more. Take it forward, take it back, listen up. Bend that elbow and rest the forearm on your back body. Breathe, that left shoulder stays away from the floor. You're gazing down at your mat. Your right leg is super active. Breathe. And then release, reach the left arm forward. Take that hand down to the floor. Release your knee to the floor. Maybe you sit back, maybe this time you curl your toes under. Joy, joy, great sensations here. And breathe. All right, here we go, other side. Move into the hands, spread the fingers, hold on to the beach ball. If someone were just tuning in, they would go, what is she talking about? Bring the left leg back. Tone in through the belly, lift the left leg. Find your stability right here. When and if you're ready, the right arm reaches out. Find that still point on your mat. Keep the core active. Here we go, 5 of these. Squeeze the elbow in and press the arm back. And bring it forward. Squeeze it, reach it back. And forward. And 3 here. And forward. Good, reach it back. And forward. We got one more of these. Pull it back. Extend it out. Reach it forward. And then take that arm back and rest your forearm on your back body. Keep the belly toned in. Find your breath. Yep. Piece of cake. Good. Release, extend the arm out. Release that hand to the floor. Release your leg to the floor. This time, take your knees super wide into either child's pose or sit back on your heels. Maybe you shake out the wrists. Maybe you circle the wrists. Find your breath. It's a beautiful thing. All right, here we go, my darlings. Bring those knees back to center. Come back to table pose. Spread out your fingers. Flip your toes under. Lift your knees. Now, hopefully you're at the front of your mat. We're going to do something called bear crawls. Bear crawls. If this is not happening, you start on your knees, right? So otherwise, I want you to come backwards, but keep your hips as low as you can. And then when you've run out of mat, go forward and breathe. Why are we doing this? Shoulder strength, everybody. Supporting the weight of our torsos. Now, if this is like, no way, no how, you're on your knees doing that same crawl. Keep it going. Yep, doesn't have to be perfect. Last set, go back. Woo-hoo. You could do this all the way across your living room, or not. Hold, downward facing dog. Who knew that would be an aerobic activity? And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let go of those arms. And shake it out. So find mountain pose. In fact, let's grab a block and place it between the legs, because when the legs get that feedback and get that active, it changes everything. All right, so what we did on the floor, we're gonna come into again a little bit. Hands are down at your sides, squeeze your block. Out to the side, turn the palms up, tap your fingers. Yep, here we go. And breathe. We're going a little faster. And up. Good, take it down. And up. Down. Up. Notice how the arms are feeling. Maybe you notice what muscles are being used as you internally and externally rotate the arms. Good, take it up, down, 2 more, and down. Take it up and down. Good, roll the shoulders, pause, release. Arms are out to the side, the palms are facing forward, squeeze your block. Tap the fingers forward, turn the palms away from you, press them back, turn them in and out. And in, you got it, out, squeeze in, squeeze out, right? So what are we working, everybody? Arms, shoulders, chest, back, yeah. It's all happening. Oh, come on. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, let it go. Good, I'm stepping just a little bit away from my little back wall here. Good, take just your right arm up, reach your left arm back. So reach each hand as far away from each other as you can, and switch, and switch, 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 switch. Maybe bend the knees, maybe feel like you're doing a dance. What was that dance? Wasn't the mashed potato? I don't know, the swim, right? Ooh, let's do that. Inhale up, everybody. Exhale the arms down, and then swim. Oh, yeah, right? Bend the knees, get into it, and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's do the backstroke. Backstroke. I know some of this is getting made up on the spot. Hang in there, right? How many ways can we move the shoulders? Good, and shake it out. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Take the block out, set it down, find the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften both knees, step back, right leg. Make sure your pose is wide enough for stability. Your right knee either goes down or stays up. Squeeze your belly. Inhale, reach up those arms. Find your breath. Take your hands to your hips. Straighten your front leg. This is balance work. Squeeze those legs, everybody. And then bend your knee. Inhale, straighten, go slow. And exhale. You can do this with your right knee down. Breathe, straighten. And bend. 2 more. Breathe and straighten. And bend. Good. Last one here. Straighten. And bend. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Lower down to your knees. Lower down to your elbows. Soft interlace of the hands. Elbows or shoulders width apart. Lift your knees off the floor. Elbow plank. Squeeze your belly. Press into your forearms. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Press back into your hands. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Hold. Plant your hands, claw the fingertips in. Step all the way through to lunge. And step forward, left leg. Bend your knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Shake out those hands. And I hope you're still with me. Breathe. All right, here we go. Second side, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften both knees, step back, left leg. Maybe you widen your stance a little bit, but then squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. Squeeze your belly. Remember, left knee can be on the floor. Inhale, reach up. Woo! Did that one too fast. And breathe. Find that nice, sweet high lunge or low lunge. Where's your body today? That's it. Hands come to hips. Find your focus point. Straighten your front leg. And then bend it. And straighten it. Woo! And bend. Good. Straighten. Bend it. We got two more here. Slow straighten. Focus, focus. And bend it. Last one. Straighten. Woo! And bend it. Good. Nice job. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Exhale your hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees. Lower your elbows. Lift your knees, elbow plank. Breathe. Squeeze your belly. Don't overlift your butt, but don't underlift it. If that's possible, right? Press in, press in, press in. You got this, everybody. Lower your knees. Hands to floor. Down dog. Oh yeah. Left leg lifts. Find your pose. Step all the way through. And step forward, right leg. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Release those hands. Shake it out. And breathe. I know, right? This upper body work, I've said it before, it's tough work. Do we want to do it? Yes, we want to do it. We want to stay strong, even when it's not easy, right? We work to keep this body as strong as we can so we have a smoother, easier way through life. That's my goal. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, soften both knees, step back, right leg. Hold your lunge here, grab your blocks. And then straighten your front leg as well as you can. Your hamstrings may be such that your knee is more bent than straight, and that's okay. And then look at your left foot. Make sure that left foot is planted straight ahead so that the ankle's not turning in, not turning out. Your left hip wraps back. We find our breath here. Big deep breath. Start to lengthen through your torso. Squeeze your belly. Come up to the fingertips of your blocks and push your fingertips into the blocks. So maybe you're halfway up here. Breathe. You got it. Keep reaching with that back leg and then bend your front knee. Your back foot is straight as best you can. Squeeze in through your torso to lift your arms up. And breathe. Bring the hands together. Interlace those hands. Hug your ears. Right? Even this challenges balance. A little bit more. Keep squeezing the glutes and the inner thighs towards each other. Lift and open up your chest. And then exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Again, make sure your blocks are stable. They're fully on your mat. Step back for plank. Find your breath. Hold on to the beach ball with your elbows. Keep the shoulders wide. Step forward, right leg. Here we are, straighten your front leg. Tone the belly, lengthen your right foot. Check your ankle, check your knee, check your hip. All that right side just lines up, right? So beautifully. Don't worry about how straight your front leg is. In fact, I would be more concerned if you were hyperextending that leg than if there was that softness there. Squeeze in through those legs. Come to your fingertips. I want you to dig those fingertips into your block. Isometric work, and then lift the chest away from the blocks. You got it. Breathe, breathe. Bend your front knee. Squeeze in through your belly. Lift up those arms. Interlace those hands. Maybe you interlace the other way for a change. Index fingers reach up. You're hugging your ears, working through the range of motion on the shoulders. Big deep breath. And then release those hands down to your blocks. Stable. Step back plank. Lower to your knees. And either child's pose or hero pose. And get a sense, and if hero pose or child's pose doesn't work, just come to a little bit of a seated pose, right? Or even side lying. I like side lying as a child's pose instead of squeezing into the knees for some of us. So just find your breath here. Just notice. Good, and then come up to a seat. Any way that you want to sit is perfectly fine with me. We're going to move on to what I would consider the next level. We're going to be on our elbows. And so the first part of that elbow alignment, much like if we were in Sphinx or doing what we just did, elbow plank, you want to be mindful of this whole area, right? So that you're not overstraining your neck, tightening your traps, these upper shoulder muscles. You're not too narrow, you're not too wide. All of those things make a difference. And when you hear me say press into your forearms, I truly mean from your elbow to your pinky finger, so that your base of support is this wide. You've created this triangle base of support instead of landing on those elbows and staying there, okay? And we're gonna do a little bit of gliding. And so just see how you feel, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. Blocks are out of the way, we don't need those. And you're gonna come down to your elbows. Soft interlace of the hands as if you were making a little cup with your hands. And then I tend to take my bottom pinky and just get it out of the way. Just kind of move it off the floor. It creates a little bit more level base for the wrists. And then look at the wrists. Don't let them collapse down to the floor. Imagine that you're trying to pull the wrists away from each other just a little bit, not super strong, but enough to keep that space between them. And then from the pinky side of your hands to your elbows, you are connected. First thing I want you to do is just walk the knees back to a half plank. And feel that, right? Wrists or elbows are over shoulders, forearms are pressing down, the inner wrists are pulling away from each other a little bit. And I want you to look at your thumbs and then kind of glide toward your thumbs and then pull back. Good. Glide toward your thumbs. Pull back. Just one more here. Glide forward and pull back. That might be where you decide to stay. So we're going to do 5 more of those, and the option is to come off the knees. If you come off the knees, feet together, knees together, belly squeezes, and you glide toward your thumbs, and then you just press the heels back. Glide forward, that's 2. And 3. Pull back. 4. Pull back. and 5. Woo! Pull back. If your knees are up, lower them. Press the arms straight. Go to child's pose. Maybe even try the arms in cactus. And breathe. Good. I'm just going to take off the long sleeve because I'm getting warm. So notice how that felt for your shoulders, right? And again, I know some of you who have some shoulder issues, so we want to build slowly, safely, mindfully, all that stuff. So if you're ready, we're going to go to dolphin pose, also on elbows, right? And we're going to do what they call a swimming dolphin, which is that same gliding motion. And even if you glide an inch, that's awesome, right? We're just building all of this shoulder deltoid strength, latissimus dorsi strength, right, as we keep the back body engaged. So once again, I want you to come down to elbows, tone in through your belly. If you want to move to this plank version instead and stay there, that's awesome too. But press through from elbows, forearms, pinkies, move the inner wrists away from each other. Let the head hang, but the head should not be on the floor, right? There should be a teeny space or an inch or so between the floor and your head. Depends on your body length, but just see if you can do that. And then come into what would feel like a downward facing dog if you weren't on elbows. Now, how do we engage here, right? For me, I'm putting my feet, legs together just from an energy standpoint. My head's hanging, I'm pulling out of the floor as I press my hands into the floor. So 1, you're here, 2, come on out, that's enough. 3, you're gonna glide toward your thumbs and you're gonna pull back. And 2, pull back. I know this is hard work. 3, and 4. Good, last one, everybody. Pull back. And lower your knees. And come into child's pose. Bring the arms behind you. I want you to place your hands under your feet. Elbows out to the sides and drop into child's pose. That's it. Just stretch, just breathe. And release. Roll out your shoulders. I know. I just make it look easy. I'm kidding. You can hear me breathing. I know you can. So here we are. All right, last one. So dolphin pose, no gliding, big energy here, and then maybe a leg lift with it. All of this is building this, right? So pick your pose. You can do elbow plank on knees, elbow dolphin, no movement, a little bit of gliding, or this final little pose. So interlace the hands again, maybe move the pinky fingers out. Move the inner wrists away from each other gently, and then press through the forearms. Feel your chest engage. Dolphin pose, 1, you're here. Okay, squeeze those inner elbows toward each other very gently, just to keep that upper body active. If you're still feeling good, walk the feet up almost to this flat backish, right? If you were going to do a headstand kind of movement. Keep lifting away from the floor, lift your right leg. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that foot, switch sides, lift up. 5, 4, keep lifting out of your arms. 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg. If you're still with me, walk out to elbow plank. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Hold one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And collapse down. Relax your arms fully. Relax your head. Find your breath. You are on your bellies. Your upper body is fully relaxed. Press down through the pubic bone. Lengthen your lower back. Lift your left leg off the floor. Resist the temptation to take your left hip bone off the floor. Real easy to lift if I lift that hip off the floor. I want you to press down. Good. Feel that active leg. Hang in there. What are we doing? We're diverting. We're taking the tension away from our shoulders. Breathe, everybody. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Press into the right hip. Lift the right leg. Hold. Breathe. The whole time we're here, the shoulders are getting softer. They're relaxing from all of that. You can even try turning the head to one side. As you squeeze your glutes, turn your head to the other side. Release that neck. And lower. Good. All right, so this time, the arms go in front, but they're not overreaching, okay? They go out in front, both legs are down. Lift your left leg. I want your gaze to be down toward your mat. Lift your left leg, lift your right arm. Back body work. You can even rest your forehead down if that feels better on your head and neck. Just don't lift your head. Squeeze them up, everybody. And lower. Other side, right leg, left arm. 5. Why am I counting? Just hold and breathe, everybody. Breathe. Yep, feel the work. And down. Left leg, right arm. Find your breath. Take the right arm out to the side. Take the left leg out to the side, just a little. And lower. Other side. Breathe. Maybe they go a little diagonal out to the side. And lower. Pause here. Maybe roll that neck out. Arms to cactus, last one. So, both hips press down, both arms lift away from the floor, cactus pose. Both legs lift off the floor, pressing through pubic bone, finding your breath as your upper back lifts. Maybe the head follows, but don't lift the chin. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Listen up. Both arms go behind. Both arms go to your back. Press the elbows away from the floor. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, everybody. Wow. Good. Crawl your way onto your back. And breathe. Your knees are bent. Your shoulders are on the floor. Your jaw starting to relax. Take the arms to cactus pose. Make sure your low back is nice and long. And then I simply want you to do snow angels with your arms. So keep them on the floor and just bring the hands toward each other and then the elbows down to the side. And as you do so, you should feel your back body kind of flattened to the floor, and then as the elbows get close, the upper body arches a little bit. Don't overdo it. Just breathe. Just slide them, bringing them down, squeeze, and back up. 2 more, squeeze down. And up. Good, last one here. And up. And then release those arms down. I want you to turn on to your left side. Either use a blanket or your bottom arm as your pillow, okay? Bend both knees. And then take the top arm, the right arm, up to the ceiling. I want you to take that arm over your head and then circle it right along the floor, down to your hip, back a little ways behind you, and back overhead. So this is a little half clock, right? A little half clock. And breathe. Take it up and down. One more. Reach up and down. And then take the arm right in front of you and go to cactus pose, just with the top arm. And then slowly just stretch that arm back behind you without letting your bottom side, right, your left side, without letting that lift off the floor, without moving your head. Just stretch that a little way. Big deep breath. How far will it go? Maybe you let the head start to lift. Maybe the arm comes back out to the side. Now you're in a twist. This is pretty much where we started, right? Stretching out that whole front chest, front arm, front shoulder. The whole left side down on the floor, the right side stretching. And then bring the right arm back up and release it. Good, turn to the other side. I'm just gonna switch. Again, maybe your pillow is your blanket is your pillow, maybe it's your arm, just so your head is more or less in alignment. Okay, knees are bent. Take your top arm up to the ceiling, bring it over your ear, and then circle very close or all the way down to the floor and back up. That's it. Circle, circle. Reach up. Circle. Range of motion, stretching it all out. And last big circle here. And then take the arm up to cactus. Keep your right side planted and just stretch the left elbow back behind you. This is kind of akin to stretching through a doorway. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend it. You place your hands or your elbows on either side of a doorway and walk your body partway through to stretch out this chest. Deep breath. And then either stay here or let the head come back to neutral as your left arm goes to the floor, your right knee, right elbow stay planted. Feel this glorious stretch in your chest. What happens when you take a deep breath into that whole left side chest? It's just awesome, just yummy. Good, release that, bring the arm back. And then roll back onto your back. Bring both knees to chest. Squeeze both knees in, but then release your left leg really long, all the way to the floor. And switch sides. Bring your left knee in, stretch your left leg as long as you can. And then straighten both legs. down to the floor, both arms out to your sides, and find your Shavasana, everyone. And as you do so, while you're in Shavasana, maybe you do just a couple of rounds of lion's face, lion's pose, right? Face, by sticking out your tongue and bugging out your eyeballs, right? So that you release all the jaw muscles that may be tight right now. It's all connected, we know that. So just a couple of those, just for fun, nobody's there to look, right? And then once you do that, release your whole face into a soft smile, which also releases the muscles. Allow your eyes to close softly and imagine the pools of the eyes softening into still ponds. And come back to the place where we started. On the floor, snuggling into our mats, letting all anxiety, worry, strain, or stress melt into your mat. I have always believed that if I would just sit on my mat and let my worries pour into the mat would transfer those worries into the earth. And surely Mother Earth would take care of these worries for me. Feel your breath and your body soften even more. Notice if things are tensing, especially through your jaw. Let there be space between your teeth, your tongue soft, your eyes soft. As always, if you would like to stay in Shavasana longer, please do. We shorten it because of this venue, but a longer Shavasana is always a wonderful thing. So if you want, stay there. And if you are ready to get moving, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers, maybe stretch your arms overhead. Maybe turn your head side to side and just soften any leftover tension in your neck. And then draw your knees to your chest, rocking side to side and rolling over to one side or the other. And then very, very slowly pressing all the way back up to your seated pose.